Principal Mo Dongji and the masked divine envoy reaches its climax. Standing atop a wave, Mo Dongji commands her colossal, glowing blue water dragon to fiercely lunge at the envoy. The watery beast crashes into the envoy, striking him with a powerful claw and sending him tumbling backward. Grievously wounded, the masked man expresses shock, realizing Mo Dongji has recklessly sacrificed her life essence blood to fuel such a devastating technique. As the gigantic water dragon prepares to crush him, the cornered envoy realizes he must also resort to extreme measures. A massive barrage of thick, dark red vines violently erupts from beneath the surging waters, catching Mo Dongji off guard. Shocked by the counterattack, Mo Dongji desperately attempts to evade the dense onslaught of thorny red vines. Floating safely above the waters, the envoy reveals he too can sacrifice his essence blood for power. Below, his empowered red vines rapidly coil together, completely trapping Mo Dongji within a dense, spiky, spherical cage. Taunting the trapped principal, the masked envoy abandons the fight and leaves while Mo Dongji forcefully punches the thick vines from the inside to break free. Leaving his opponent contained, the divine envoy swiftly leaps away across the flooded canopy toward his true objective. Back in the present, Lin Zichen informs his worried teammates that the principal has been defeated. Sensing the cult's envoy closing in, he explains he is the enemy's true target and volunteers to act as a decoy to draw him away. Without hesitation, Lin Zichen dives headfirst off the towering branch into the deep floodwaters below, as Shen Qinghan anxiously calls his name. Confirming he also senses the powerful presence approaching, a battered instructor Lu Tianrong takes command. He orders the students to evacuate immediately in the exact opposite direction of Lin Zichen to ensure their survival. Plunging into the floodwaters, Lin Zichen observes the masked divine envoy pursuing from the treetops. Satisfied his decoy tactic worked and his teammates are safe, he realizes he no longer needs to remain exposed near the surface. Swimming deeper, Lin Zichen activates a newly acquired water affinity attribute from his system. He knows his only chance of surviving this pursuit is to rely on this skill for a miraculous escape. Navigating the submerged forest, Lin Zichen deduces that since the envoy wasn't heavily injured, his battle with Principal Mo Dongji wasn't to the death. Concluding she is likely just trapped, he sets his course toward the tsunami's origin to rescue her. Lin Zichen's danger perception suddenly flares as he senses a swift attack coming from below. He swiftly twists his body, narrowly evading a massive, spiked red vine shooting through the water past him. Standing atop a towering cluster of demonic red vines above the surface, the divine envoy is shocked by the ordinary-level human's underwater speed. Deciding not to underestimate the boy, he resolves to end the chase quickly. With a commanding gesture, the envoy sends the colossal mass of red vines plunging deep into the water, relentlessly chasing Lin Zichen as he desperately dives deeper. However, the sheer scale of the attack is too much to evade. Lin Zichen acknowledges the massive power gap as the thorny red vines catch up, wrapping tightly around his limbs and torso, completely immobilizing him. Feeling his vines secure their target, the divine envoy clenches his fist in triumph, declaring he has finally caught his prey. But as he prepares to reel Lin Zichen in, the envoy's confidence turns to sudden confusion. He is surprised when he feels the tension on his vines vanish. Deep underwater, Lin Zichen swims away freely. The bewildered envoy wonders how his magically bound vines suddenly lost control, unaware that Lin Zichen is secretly using his own newly acquired plant-controlling abilities to counter the trap. Refusing to believe his eyes, the angry envoy assumes his technique misfired. Determined not to let his prey slip away, he unleashes an even larger, denser swarm of red vines to secure the capture. The massive thicket of spiked vines surges through the water, rapidly engulfing Lin Zichen again. The vines wrap tightly around his body, leading the envoy to confidently declare that escape is impossible. Lin Zichen calmly activates his Lord of the Forest attribute. To the envoy's absolute disbelief, a glowing aura surrounds Lin Zichen, and the magical vines instantly loosen their grip, unable to bind him. Realizing Lin Zichen harbors a secret allowing him to bypass the cult's plant magic, the greedy envoy decides he must secure the boy personally. Knowing this capture would be a massive achievement, he dives into the floodwaters to hunt Lin Zichen. Swimming past a submerged tree root, Lin Zichen calculates he has stalled the enemy long enough. Hoping Shen Qinghan and the team have safely evacuated, he decides it is finally time to shake off his pursuer. As the envoy approaches, Lin Zichen activates his natural camouflage skill. He perfectly blends into the underwater scenery, remaining completely hidden as the envoy blindly swims past him. The bewildered envoy halts his pursuit, losing track of his target. He is shocked to find he cannot detect Lin Zichen's presence at all, even with advanced spiritual perception. Pausing to think, the masked man formulates a new theory. He deduces that since Lin Zichen acted as a decoy to buy time, the boy must have doubled back to reunite with his companions now that he slipped away. Convinced of this logic, the envoy speeds off toward the fleeing students to intercept them. From his perfectly hidden vantage point, a calm Lin Zichen silently watches his enemy take the bait and swim away. With the pursuer off his trail, Lin Zichen immediately heads in the opposite direction. He knows that to ensure everyone's survival, his priority must be to rescue the trapped principal. Farther away, the masked divine envoy abruptly halts his search through the flooded forest, sensing his initial deduction was incorrect and realizing he was tricked. Deep underwater, Lin Zichen finally spots the spherical cage of dark red vines. Recognizing it as the trap holding Principal Mo Dongji, he approaches to secretly use his Lord of the Forest ability to untie her bindings. Before Lin Zichen can intervene, Principal Mo Dongji violently shatters the dense vine cage from the inside. Standing amidst the shredded vines, she notes how tough the prison was and resolves to quickly find Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan. Lin Zichen surfaces nearby to greet her. A surprised Mo Dongji asks how he got there. He explains he was hunted by the cult's envoy and happened to stumble upon her location while fleeing. Their reunion is cut short as sharp red vines forcefully pierce the water from above. Realizing the masked envoy has caught up, Lin Zichen shouts a warning and the two dive back into the depths to evade the lethal strikes. Navigating the submerged branches, Mo Dongji takes the lead, pulling Lin Zichen through the water at an astonishing pace. He is amazed by her rare-level agility, noting that in this aquatic home turf, not even the envoy can match her speed. Escaping the envoy's range, the two burst out of the water and leap high above the canopy. As they emerge, their expressions shift to utter surprise at spotting something massive waiting. They are relieved to see the Central Military District's heavily armed reinforcements have arrived, featuring transport helicopters, hovering soldiers, and a colossal red mechanical suit. A lead official inside the giant red mech addresses the principal. He apologizes for their delayed arrival, explaining the military base was temporarily thrown into chaos by an undercover cultist spy. Just as they feel safe, a blaring alarm fills the air. Mo Dongji and Lin Zichen look shocked, with Mo Dongji assuming the arrogant envoy is actually daring to attack despite the overwhelming military presence. Mo Dongji deduces that the cult's undercover agents are actually right here among the supposed rescue team.